Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Lumio Station.
Yo, what's up guys? PKSparkxx here, your competitive Wi-Fi battle conductor is here again on Monday with another competitive Wi-Fi battle for you. Now I know I've been saying your competitive Wi-Fi battle and I don't feel like I've been leading up to my name. First of all, I want to apologize for missing a video last week. I was in a very, I guess, bad place of mind when it comes to my battles, and I just wasn't happy with the outcome of what I was having. As such, I had to skip a battle last week, and for the entire week, I was practicing OU. You guys ever have that funk where you're just like, nothing is working? Let me get back to basics. That's the kind of funk I'm in right now. So I'm trying to work out of that. And I really want to start taking my Pokemon battles seriously and be a better battler and more than just bringing gimmicky sets and winning out of sheer luck or just providing an entertaining battle. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love entertaining you guys. But I also really want to provide a battle that you can learn from. As such, for the next few weeks, I am going to be actually bringing you guys some really good battles, bringing some high quality Pokemon, and hoping that I can teach you guys something as well as entertain you guys with these battles. If you wonder why I sound so different, I literally just woke up. I had this battle Saturday night, and I haven't had a chance to record it until Monday morning, this morning. So I apologize for the lack of energy in my voice, but I promise you the mind is still here, the battle is still here. This is a really great battle with the Twitter follower I had by the name of Corey. I forget your name, but I'll try to remember it, but no promises there. But if this is you, then hit me up on Twitter and I will get the name changed so that way you can have your moment. But anyway, onward to today's battle. Like I said, I am bringing an OU team, and I've been working on a whole bunch of new sets, such as always bringing a mixed Pokemon, having bulky walls that can attack, and then having those Pokemon that's just meant to set up and destroy. I'm sorry, set up for the other 4 Pokemon to destroy. The core I settled on was Skarmory and Sylveon, which balanced it off a lot of weaknesses by both Pokemon. I have my mixed Infernape, which is proven to be really good in later battles. I have my Galvantula, which is meant to set up Sticky Web if it's needed. It wasn't really needed in this battle, but if it's needed, it's there. I have my Vioniclus, which if I'm not able to get my Sticky Web up, or if I don't rather not have it up, I can use Trick Room with my Vioniclus and just sweep teams in the final stretch. And then I have Venusaur, which is the bulky attacker with Leech Seed, Synthesis, Giga Drain, and Sludge Bomb. We all know Mega Venusaur lives. Like, it just lives. It doesn't die. This battle is really good and I'm quite proud of it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into today's battle. The battle begins with my Littlefoot the Venusaur and his Randorso the Landorus. So I led with Venusaur because I looked at his team and I'm like, okay, worst case scenario, my best case entry is Venusaur because it can do damage to almost anything besides the Charizard. And if it's the Charizard, then I'll just switch out. So he does go for the Landorus. I Mega Evolve because why not? It's meant to Mega Evolve. He goes for the U-turn on the Landorus, and when I saw the damage, he proved to me that he was not choice banded. So I'm like, okay, good information. That is a Stealth Locker. And with the Giga Drain on the Landorus, and he switched out into the Charizard, which meant that with the ×4 resistance, Giga Drain is going to do almost nothing to the Charizard. So at this moment, I don't know if it's Y or X. I figured if it's X, he might just go for Dragon Claws or bulk up. Either way, I'll be fine because I can Toxic it or just hit with the Hyper Voice if it's X. And if it's Y, then I'll eat up Air Slash, which I know is coming unless he predicted really well and went for Fire Blast, which in this case would have been a real pro move. So you see that it is a Charizard Y, the Trout activates, and I'm going to go for the he goes for the Air Slash on my Sylveon. And because Sylveon is a bulky effort, pretty much Sylveon just eats it up and gets a little bit of HP back with the leftovers, and that's fine and dandy. So I believe here I was actually predicting a Fire Blast switcher, a Fire Blast, because a Fire Blast would have just absolutely wrecked the Sylveon. It would have wrecked it. I mean, I don't care how bulky you are, I couldn't have taken more than two Fire Blasts from a Charizard Y in the sun. So I go out into my Littlefoot predicting that. However, he went out into the Excadrill, and I don't really want to risk, eating up a eating up a, what do you call that thing? An earthquake right now. So I switched out into my Skarmory, and he predicted that really well. Either predicted that or just decided to go for it, I don't know. But he went for a Rock Slide. So I go into my Skarmory, I take this opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks. And I saw him go for Swords Dance, and I'm like, well, poop. First of all, why are you going for Swords Dance? Because Rock Slide didn't do anything. You're going to need at least two Swords Dances to do any significant damage to my Skarmory. He went for the second Swords Dance, but never stood up on a Skarmory because 9 times out of 10 that Skarmory is going to be packing Whirlwind. So I go for Whirlwind, and I Whirlwind him out into his Mandy the Mandibuzz. The shiny Mandibuzz is right here. The sunlight fades, and now it is all on me. I believe I go for Whirlwind again, or I switch out. I'm not quite sure here, but he goes back out into the Escadrille. Honestly, I couldn't tell you his thought process right here. Could not tell you his thought process. But in any case, like I said, I want to take the opportunity to try and get ahead on his Mandibuzz. So I go to my Sylveon, predicting a knockoff or something like that. I figure Sylveon is probably the only Pokemon I have that's willing to lose his item, just because, just how it works. I mean, I guess my Venusaur as well, but Venusaur could get hit by a Brave Bird, and that'd be no bueno. So I make a really risky play here. I'm like, okay, clearly he went out into the Escadrille because he wants to Rapid Spin. Is he gonna just do damage, like with the Iron Head or something, or what? I go into my Infernape, he went for Rapid Spin, which meant that they did almost nothing. My Infernape comes out with the Overheat and completely destroys the Escadrille. So that was a really good play for me because that was a risky play, because if he went for Earthquake or Rock Slide, I'd have taken big damage. But he went for the simple Rapid Spin just to help his team get rid of the rocks. So by that said, the Escadrille is going no more Rapid Spinners, and I'm in a really good position right now. I go into my Skarmory to take all the physical hits that Mienshao can do. You know, Whiplash and Mienshao can do. U-turn, knock off, high jump kick, anything you might want to do, fake out. I'm just going to eat it up, especially with Rocky Helmet. It's going to be more detrimental to him to stay in than anything else. I mean, you guys saw that U-turn just did 6 HP of damage, and then he just took half of health by Life Orb and Rocky Helmet and whatnot. So he can't stay in. With my Skarmory in, and me knowing he can't stay in, I'm going to take this opportunity to set back up my rocks. When he went into the Landorus, I'm like, okay, what can he go into his Landorus for? Because Landorus can't do much to a Skarmory either. Then I realized it. He wants to set his rocks up. So before I give him this opportunity, I go back out into my little foot, the Venusaur, because I'm like, okay, I know what he's going to do. Let me try to get ahead on this battle. So he sets his rocks up just like he wanted, which is going to prove to be a detrimental later on in the battle. He goes for the U-turn. However, I make the pro play and I whip for Sludge Bomb. Now I figured if he decides to stay in and go for Earthquake on the Landorus, then, you know, worst case scenario, I'll just poison. Best case scenario, I'll still poison the Landorus, which is really good. He goes back out into the Charger. I'm like, yes, predictions! Because that was too simple. Because the first turn, I went for Giga Drain the first time, and there was no reason for me to go for Giga Drain this time. I go for the Sludge Bomb. However, as you see, he lives with a sliver of health, and I'm like, come on, really? So now I'm in a little position. I made the mistake right here. I went into my Charlotte so I can take the Air Slash. However, I forgot that he actually set the rocks up. That is going to break my Sash, and Charlotte will not be able to deliver a neutral Air Slash from a Charizard Y, and that's my first casualty of the battle. So, live and learn. I go out to my Mojo Jojo. You guys know I love my Mojo Jojo. And I go into my Mach Punch. I do have Thunder Punch on this thing, but I didn't want to reveal it just yet. I've been kind of debating between Thunder Punch and Stone Edge, but I'm rocking Thunder Punch because Thunder Punch gets boosted by Iron Fist. So that's the thing. But anyway, he goes out into his Mandibuzz, and this is a crucial moment right here. This is really a crucial moment. I go for Overheat, and I miss. With that said, he Toxics my Infernape, and I'm just like, no, can we please not? I don't know what he thought I was, but I guess assuming, like, I don't know why he went into Mandibuzz, but he really wanted to poison my Infernape. So he got lucky because Overheat would a Life Orb max special attack in the sun. Overheat would have destroyed the Mandibuzz at half health. I mean, just watch what it does to the Keldeo right here. But anyway, he got lucky right there, and now he switches out into his Keldeo. I go for the Overheat again, and Mojo Jojo is enough to just take out 3/4 of Keldeo's health. And I'm like, okay, you're about to get Mach Punch. Now, I do believe that Keldeo and Infernape have the same max speed at 346 at level 100. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the HP. That's their max speed stat. Okay, there you go, max speed stat. Say that 3 times fast. But anyway, we go for the Mach Punch, and when I moved faster, either I won a speed tie or he didn't go for Aqua Jet. I don't know what happened. But anyway, luckily the carrier goes down and I get one more attack with my Mojo Jojo. Unless he sends out a +2 fake outing Mienshao. So with that said, I actually found out it was actually fake +2 in this battle. I thought it was only +1. I went for Mach Punch to get some big damage off, but whatever. So this is my second casualty of the battle. First my Charlotte, and then Mojo Jojo the Infernape goes down. I go out into my Skarmory, which once again completely walls this Mienshao. He goes through the U-turn, which, you know, is cool and all, but it's doing way more damage to him than it is to me. If I did it, only did 8 damage. And he got a critical hit. He got a critical hit and did 8 damage to my Skarmory. So, don't go for it. just don't. I don't think there's anything a Skarmory, Mienshao can really do to a Skarmory either. I mean, even high jump kick will do about 30%, 30 to 50% around there. So, what you gonna do? He goes back out into his Randuso, and Randuso intimidates my Skarmory, but it's okay because I just want to get my HP back. It's proven already that Skarmory is a really good wall against his team, so I don't want to lose it. So I go for my Boost. He goes for Focus Blast and misses. Now, seeing as how I missed my Overheat, which would have equated to a dead Mandibuzz, which comes out now, I don't really feel bad about that. So I go for the Whirlwind of the Landorus because I can't do much to it. And, you know, I'm just like, okay, I should Brave Bird, but I don't really want to risk it not working. And he might try to roost up. So I'm going to go into my Sylveon right here because Sylveon might, Sylveon can completely decimate it, if not one-shot it, with Hyper Voice. So he goes to the Tailwind, and at that point I'm like, okay, at this point I'm pretty sure he does not have Roost on his Mandibuzz. Which is really silly because having Roost in the Mandibuzz really does help improve its longevity in battle. Just because it can eat up hits and then roost off all the damage. I go for the Hyper Voice, and he's packing the Roselie Berry. I think it's Roselie Berry, which weakens, Roselie Berry, which weakens Fairy type super effective damage. So I thought that was really funny, but whatever, what you gonna do? The Hyper Voice comes through, it takes out the Mandibuzz. I am now a Toxic Sylveon, but it's okay because my Sylveon is packing Heal Bell. So with that said, I do believe he's down to his last Pokemon, his Randuso and his Mienshao. Now I'm gonna withdraw here because I can save Sylveon for the Mienshao later on. And even though I could go Hyper Voice and just kind of, you know, just rock out, like I said, there's no real need to because I can destroy the Mienshao with Sylveon. I mean, granted, I could do so with my Skarmory as well. It's funny how my two walls, my defensive core, is the pivot right now, but whatever. He goes to the Focus Blast on my Skarmory and does a good 25 to 30% damage. I go for the Whirlwind because I'm like, at this point, I can pretty much just throw him out with just Whirlwind and Whirlwind Self-Lock damage, which I was almost tempted to do. However, I clearly was not thinking as of then. He withdraws his Mienshao and goes back down to the Randuso, getting another Intimidate drop on my Skarmory. I feel like this Skarmory has been intimidated about 7 times this battle. It's so bad. I can imagine Skarmory's legs, like, even though he's a Steel type, I can imagine his little talons just quivering. You just hear like change jiggling. That's the legs of Skarmory's talons jiggling, shaking. But anyway. Bad joke. On to the next. Here goes back down to the Mienshao. This is when I noticed that it was a bad idea because when I saw the HP, I remembered Regenerator. I'm like, well, poop, I can't quite do that then because I can't stall him out. Like, it'll damage the Landorus, but it will take a lot longer to do anything. So I go for the Brave Bird, hoping he might stay in with the Mienshao, but he doesn't. And I go for Brave Bird on this thing. I'm now -3 attack, I believe. I'm -3 attack at this point. And yeah, he's not doing much to me. I go for the Brave Bird, I'm sorry. Yeah, I went for the Brave Bird. He went for Focus Blast and missed again. So at that point, I feel kind of bad, you know, that tit for tat thing. So whatever. But anyway, I go for Brave Bird again. If he had hit that Focus Blast, this would have been a dead Skarmory. I'm sorry, the last Focus Blast, because this Focus Blast hits and take me down to 8 HP. So I'm pretty sure that last one, if that last one hit, I would have been a dead Skarmory because the Brave Bird recoil. I go for the Boost. And because I don't want to die, and now I'm like, okay, I gotta go for Boost again because Focus Blast hits. Go to Focus Blast again and gets a critical hit and takes me down to 1 HP. Luckily, I went for Boost again and not Brave Bird because, like I said, I want to be at better HP so I can take on the Mienshao, which is because Skarmory is really my best option. He went for a Stealth Rock right there, and I'm just like, oh, he ran out of Focus Blast. If you guys don't know, Focus Blast is a really powerful move, 110 base power, I believe 80 accuracy. I believe they improved it to 80 accuracy in this game, and only 8 PP max. So I'm assuming that he use. I don't even think he used Focus Blast 8 times. I think I might have used it 5 times, so maybe he didn't PP max out his focus blast. But anyway, Brave Birds, a couple Brave Birds will be enough to take out the Landorus. And now this part is actually kind of funny. I mean, not like hilarious funny, but haha funny. But anyway, he goes to the fake out here, and he gets the rocket helmet damage, and then he gets life orb damage. I love Mienshao, don't get me wrong, I love Mienshao because it can come in and just U-turn and fake out and just like destroy things. But when it's your last Pokemon, you really are on a ticking time clock, especially when you're going to be getting something with rocket helmet, because you just take so much damage. But anyway, I go for Brave Bird. He took rocket helmet damage twice, along with life orb damage twice, thanks to fake out and high head jump kick. And Brave Bird, even that -3 attack, I believe a -3 attack, is going to be enough to tear out the Mienshao, and that is a good game. Like I said, this was a really good battle, and it was more so used to get me back into the competitive spirit. I had a really bad losing streak in like many battles, so this was just like a bounce back battle. I hope to bring more unique sets. Even in OU, I want to bring you guys unique sets and great battles. So if you guys look forward to that, make sure you guys show up by hitting that like button. Let's try and get this video up to 500 likes. I know I usually aim high and say 1,000, but you know what? Let's lowball a little bit. Let's see if we can reach 500 likes on this video. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys stop by my channel because we are about to get really hyped with Mario Kart 8. So definitely check that out on my channel. Check out all the other stops here on Lumio Station. And I promise and I will do my best to not miss any battles on Mondays ever again. And because my voice is a little work now, I'm going to give you guys a more powerful yo to end the video off. Thank you all for watching. Stay hot, guys. And I'll see you all next time. Yeah!